Hello, everyone, and today I'm going to talk about carbon and its compounds, which is also known as organic chemistry in most of the other syllabus. But in CBSE, the chapter name is carbon and its compounds. And actually, when I'm going to share my screen, the screen will show you the CBSE book, the NCERT book, which is, I feel it's like quite good. And there are certain topics which I have observed over my tutoring experience that students, they could get confused a lot. So I'll try to cover, why carbon cannot form more than four bonds. And if possible, if the time allows, because the videos are not going to be very long, I can just promise that I'll get back to you again and with more, topics. But right now, let me see and let's talk about that. Why do we have only four bonds in carbon? So as you can see, this is, the recent most, this is not really recent most, but this is the topic I'm going to talk about. So here we are. Why carbon can have maximum of four bonds. So as you can see, carbon has configuration, electron configuration or 2,4. What does it mean? That it has got total six electrons, 2 plus 4, but valence electrons are only 4. So that means only these electrons are available for any kind of bonding. So there are two possibilities. Why there are two possibilities? Because it has to complete octet. 8. 8 is the number which talks about stability. And this is the number most of the, like if you are in grade 9, grade 10, year 11, if you're doing GCSE, IGCSE, then you are probably in year 11 or in that format 9 to 1. So you understand it as, like there are certain compounds where we have to talk, do the bonding, do the compound formation. But the thing is that there are certain molecules, especially if you are going to pursue chemistry in higher grades, you will get to know later that there could be more than eight electrons which are up for bonding. So maybe less, maybe more. BF3, SF6, interesting names. Not going to talk about it. Just focus on this number. So valence electrons are 4. 8 is the target for stability, right? So now that can be done either by gaining 4 electrons or losing 4 electrons, correct? So what can be done? It can gain, the carbon can gain 4 electrons. So if it is gaining electrons, so that means it will become anion. Why? Because it is gaining electrons, so there will be more electrons than proton. Because at just in carbon, there will be 6 protons and 6 electrons, right? But if we are putting in 4 more electrons, then it becomes negatively charged. So that's why it is anion. So that's good. That completes the octet. You can say, yeah, what's wrong in it? No, nothing wrong. But the problem is that there is a balance and there is a force of attraction between protons and the electrons, which is not possible if the six protons are holding on to 10 electrons, right? Because if you're putting in four electrons, then it becomes how many? How many electrons? 10 electrons, right? The four are the valence electrons, and you're putting more in, and two are already there, they're core electrons. So it becomes 10 electrons, and only six protons and 10 electrons. That is the control, the force of attraction will not be strong enough to keep it intact. Okay, so the whole will be not possible, and that's why it will be not stable. And what we are looking for, why we are doing this, why we are putting the extra electrons to have stability, and that is not possible. So that's why it is not possible. Now, the second possibility, it can lose 4 electrons, right? That's okay, right? It can lose all 4 electrons. And for that, it will require a large amount of energy, right? Because again, I'm writing 2, 4. So if you're removing these 4 electrons, it will require a large amount of energy. And then carbon cation will have 6 protons. And guess how many electrons? Only 2 electrons, right? So this combination also doesn't work. This also becomes unstable. And what we are looking for, we are looking for stability. So that's why it's not possible. Okay. So this is why, that is the reason that carbon mostly does the covalent bonding. In covalent bonding, the electrons are shared in equal numbers between whatever number of atoms are. For example, if it is CH4, methane, then carbon and 4 hydrogen will all share the same number of electrons, that is 1 each. If it is carbon dioxide, then also it will be number of electrons shared will be equal by carbon, oxygen, and oxygen. So this is the basic concept. But about the carbon dioxide, we can talk about in some other session next week, most probably. Till then, thank you for joining. Subscribe my channel so that I feel encouraged and make more videos. Thank you.